low. Still got.
No use. I cannot get you. Word.
I'm about to get out of this.
I won't let you down.
As soon as I get out of this.
I'm sorry. Right between the eyes.
Uh-oh.
I won't let you down. I feel that.
Oh, you're so dead, Billie Gina. I had to save Heather, but I'm not sure what's gonna happen to me now, because I don't think I can. Okay, she's down. I mean, we can try and kill that dude, but I mean, without a tank. We don't have a dedicated tank right now. I don't think, yeah, she doesn't have anything that can help at the moment. Well, you can try
I
that.
need to hit with something else.
There. How could I miss that badly?
That potion is no longer in effect, right? No, it's not. Take it.
I guess it's right between the eyes.
Ow. That really hurts, bro. I mean, yeah, but like she's not pure paladin. She's like paladin and something else. I mean, she's a priest slash warrior. She can technically tank, but she's also our healer, so that makes it kind of hard.
Still got it.
Okay, I want to kill that guy.
Your luck just ran out.
I'm down. Okay, Heather is back.
See that, Ishi?
I'm super down though. We gotta kill that ice blight, so at least it's not... Yeah, it's a triple skull. I have some pen on my bow, but I mean, it's a triple skull. Triple skulls in the, you know, in the first place are really hard anyway, so...
Still got it.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Okay, now we can all focus on that guy. He's taking a little bit of damage. It takes a while, though. Finally. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I forgot about that, Exiled. You're right.
Your orders quiet as a cat's paw.
I completely forgot about that. I haven't played this game in a while. Like, in a long while.
Saying?
So, I'm a little bit rusted. Yeah, this game's amazing. Saving. The tunnel descends sharply into the murky waters. There's no telling just how far into the mountain it goes. Oh, really, Felicaz? Oh, that's awesome.
You need my help?
That's really cool.
You can trust me.
We still don't have the staff, though. She said, like, oh, use the staff at the door or whatever the hell. Like, I don't think we have the staff. Oh, she gave it to us. As you approach the door, the carved stone flashes with ethereal light. You feel a faint, salty breeze gusting from an unseen source. Touch the door with the rod of the deep hunter. The door reacts at once. A stone panel shifts aside to reveal a circular dial engraved with symbols. This would appear to be a locking mechanism requiring a precise combination. Study the symbols around the dial. Brushing aside the layer of dust reveals a circular dial of pictographs. Though you could not guess their relevance or relation to each other, you recognize the symbols themselves. Oh, look at that. The first is a full moon, its light beaming down on Aora. The next is Wana, symbol of Andrek, classically depicted with the head of an anglerfish and her aspect as Ngadi. Okay, awesome. Talk to you later. The next is a pair of hands reaching out for each other, their fingertips just barely making contacts. And the last is the rain, falling powerfully and inexorably. Read the inscription. Ngadi would not have gifted or chosen people a watery covenant unless they persisted in deserving it. Leave. Okay, hold on. Ngadi, a lady of lament, pearl of the heaven crosses her view. Her eyes well with tears as constant as rain, but the moon's skyward journey continues apace. The lover's affection is ephemeral as fingers touching. So it would be it's the fish, then the moon, then the water, then the moon again, and then the fingers. So it is clockwise. No! What? It was counterclockwise. I'm stupid. That's my bad. Okay, press the dial. Okay, so it's her first, then the moon. Then the water. Then the moon again. And then lastly the fingers. So You hear clattering and wiring as the dial recedes into the door. There's a low rumble as the doorway opens inward, revealing a dark, narrow tunnel beyond. The air beyond the passage is humid, reeking of stagnant water and something else, something old, which raises the hairs on the back of your neck. Ugh. As you take your first step, an ear-splitting roar rises in volume and echoes down the passage, shaking loose the surrounding rock. You navigate a dark, narrow tunnel, pressing your shoulders together to fit the passage. Oh my god. As the massive upheaval of water settles, the air thickens with oppressive humidity. It takes a moment for your eyes to adjust before you make sense of the shape that breaches from the depths.
This would be a great fishing story.
Ishi, down. This is no time to pick a fight. Of course I know you can take him.
Perfetto. I am thrilled as always to walk into a dragon's lair with you, Watcher. Your path is littered with the creatures.
Holy gone, but it's beautiful. And I'll bet smart as a whip and just as mean.
She sucks in a sharp breath.
Have you come to deliver me from this prison of my own making?
The dragon flares its nostril and glares at you. Who are you?
I am Skirilophus, guardian of the Isles.
He slaps his tail against the floor.
You ever consider a nickname?
Narrows his eyes at Ether.
Just give it some thought, is all I'm saying.
So I take it you're the one causing the whole city to shake.
You do not see chains around me, but I am confined all the same. One by one, every link shatters.
The dragon stares at the wards around the prison.
You can only be here for one reason. You serve the Huana.
His eyes narrow into slits.
This prison is built on a foundation of their lies.
What are you talking about?
You stand in the sanctum of the Water Shapers, those who make parlor tricks of Ngati's art. An art in decline. The Huana Covenant has failed. With each grain of sand surrendered to outsiders, Ngati draws her favor away from her chosen people.
That's just superstition.
The guild hides how their acolytes struggle. Their ancestral forms no longer respond as they once did. Soon, there will be no Water Shapers to remember them.
I like what I'm hearing so far.
Smiling to herself, Maya folds her arms.
Daughter of the West, what I intend for the Huana is nothing to what I will inflict upon your fleet.
The dragon huffs a breath of steamy air. Maya only narrows her eyes and shifts her weight.
When their mighty talent went into decline, I gave the Huana the strength to raise the very sea against our enemies. For my generosity, they bound me to this chamber by my soul. And now the Deadfire dies in my absence. The luminous Adra shrieks in agony, calling out for a guardian.
Your soul is stuck here. Let me take a look. Read the dragon's soul.
You are a watcher. Of all the kith who could have entered this chamber, how intriguing.
Submerging into the dragon's souls feels at first disorienting, like perusing the stacks of a vast library. The energy and vibrancy that should color his soul is gray and worn. From the shadows, a dark, formless thing reaches out to you in desperation. The wards around the stone floor drags the essence down and disperses its energy elsewhere to the Water Shaper students of Nikitaka. As it touches you, the weight of the prison is like an anchor. You withdraw from the sensation, feeling shaky and depleted. So you're the reason water shapers are so powerful.
The Huana of ages past could have shaped the very Deadfire to their liking. Now their backs have turned against Ngati's covenant. Their art is an echo of its former glory.
And the other water shapers knew nothing about this.
Clever Pariki twisted the forms of her art. Rather than give obeisance to Ngati, they draw from the wards of this prison.
The dragon shows his teeth, his steaming breath rising from between each fang.
None but the masters of the guild ever knew this.
So, Bon or not, what do you plan on doing about it? No, well, you know what? I've looked into your soul, it's true.
Believe what you will. My duty to the archipelago is all that matters.
So is mine. And it involves aiming a cannon between your eyes.
Would you give me Tangaloa's kiss? I might welcome it. Freedom comes like the tide, and the Deadfire heeds my call. I sense a rod among your belongings.
Sirielephus narrows his eyes and watches you carefully.
My gift to Pariki. My covenant with the Huana. Another broken promise. It made the enchantments of this prison and can destroy them. It can set me free.
The dragon lashes in its tails in anger, repetitive circles. I have questions about you first, dragon.
I will tolerate your curiosity.
You think of yourself as a guardian.
That is a duty as old as the islands themselves. In ages past, there were 3 guardians. They watched over the Isles, the Adra, and lost to Kaizo.
What do you know of Kaizo?
A city where Kith spoke to gods. The heart of an empire. I know only what I hear. Ukaizo was gone before my time. Even its myth is dust and ashes.
You spoke of 3 guardians.
Creatures of unparalleled age and power. Bound, like me, to strengthen the Huana. If they still lived, no foreign ship would trespass on these islands. Ukaizo is lost beyond all memory. Better to forget that monument of hubris.
Okay. How did you get in here in the first place?
As outsiders threatened the Isles, the power of the Huana waned. Crafty Pariki sought me out to strike a deal. She used my soul as a crutch for her water shapers. In exchange, she vowed to protect the Adra.
Water shippers don't protect Adra. They hold back the Rautayan Armada.
And just barely. If what we've learned here is any indication.
Maya folds her arms and smirks.
Indeed. The Huana bite off more than they can chew. I came as an honored guest. The water shapers grew strong, and new conflicts replaced the old. When I resolved to go, my captors left me here, cheated and howling in the dark. As outside, she used my soul.
Okay, but Valiants are mining the Adra.
The Verus. We mine it and refine it. Most of the Huana seem perfectly content with the arrangement.
I am not most of the Huana. I am the jaws of the Deadfire. Look upon me. Are you surprised that the Huana do not keep their promises? I came as an honored guest. When I resolved to go, my captors left as out. She used. I came as an honor. When I resolved to go, I have sat still for enough of your questions. Will you release me, or must this end with blood?
Surrealifus flexes his claws and hisses. How do I free you?
Ariki and her mages crafted this prison with the rod you carry.
He tips his head to the raised stone around the
The
chamber.
rod could destroy the wards as well.
I have more questions.
I tire of your questions. Do you intend to release me or not?
Allow me to inspect this prison. A low growl builds in the back of his throat.
Your inspection is irrelevant. I have seen enough of these walls for the both of us. The wards are the bars of my prison, and the rod you carry can bend them apart like stalks of wheat.
I don't really trust him, that's the problem. Might be safer to siphon the power and let the wards collapse on their own, but I won't bore you with the details.
If you think it prudent.
Raises one of his scaly brows.
Time has weakened the wards enough that I can leave this cell without you. There will be a debt of pain that I have no wish to incur. Betray me and I will summon as many waves of Naga as it takes to shatter this prison.
The dragon unclenches his jaw and watches you in silence.
You need my help?
I don't trust him. So hold on, guys. So here's our choices. We can either free him, in which case the water shapers don't have anything to rely on for energy for their power. So they won't be able to water shape at all. But they'll be able to... Well, I mean, okay. If they can't work on the water anymore, I don't know what will happen to them. I don't know what the queen will say. Plus, we have this monster that's probably going to kill tons of people. But could also protect the island against the Rautians and the other guys, the Valiant Republic. Or we fight him right now, we kill him, in which case they can't use the power anymore, but then nothing else will happen in the world outside except the one I will be not as strong anymore. That's if I trust him. So like if I do kill him, it's worse in the end because less people are gonna die, but then at the same time, if I do free him, at least everybody's gonna have a hard time, including like the three factions are gonna have a hard time, not only just one. But he could also be lying. But then why would he lie all that much? To be free, I know, but like, it feels like I don't like him. Like, he doesn't want me to inspect the cavern and stuff, which is kind of weird, and doesn't want to answer all of my questions. But again, it's kind of weird, but I don't know.
I see where you're going with this. Captain?
Inspect. Okay, a raised wardstone stands out from the watery floor of the dragon's prison. The runes engraved along its surface glow with a pale light. Inspect the wardstone. Entiment coursing through the stone will keep the dragon tethered to the spot and siphon energy from his soul. The spells of imprisonment look more recent. You can tell nothing else about the enchantments. The ward's flashes causing the rod of the deep thunder to tremble in your pack as if the two share some arcane affinity for each other. Oh, I can strengthen the spell of imprisonment. Wow. What if he lies? I mean, he might be lying. Like, it's kind of weird that the spell of imprisonment are more recent. Oh, dude, I don't know what to do.
Happy to oblige.
I see where you're going with this.
Oh, bros. I don't know what to do. Okay, we'll free him. The rune crackles as her power dissipates. In seconds, their light is extinguished, and the shapes of each arcane sigil loses definition until they fade into total obscurity.
I can feel the weight of this pit diminishing around me. Do not stop now.
Patience, I'm getting to it.
The next ward. Make haste.
Something I can do?
Let's do what we can.
Hey, Gringa! Uh-oh. Cyrillifus blinks down at you and rolls his shoulders as if for the first time.
Burden of this prison is lifted. I will return to the beloved Atra.
Cyrillifus flexes his claws and lets out an exultant bellow. Will you consider showing mercy against those who wronged you?
Mercy. Only for those who showed mercy to me. The rest.
He splits his jaw into a lethal grin.
Should your hopes darken on the high seas, you will feel a welcome chill as my shadow passes over your deck. Depend on it.
Roaring with triumph, Cyrillifus aims his body at the rocky ceiling and takes off. Oh, he's gonna help me out. We have a dragon now. A friendly dragon. Cyrillifus beats his wings, lifting his massive form above the ground of his watery prison. He stretches open his jaws and roars, the ensuing blast blowing up the top of his prison, exposing it to the sky above. For the first time in untold years, natural light floods the interior of the chamber. It is super interesting. Yeah, it's super cool. He snaps his wings a second time, flying through the exit with wild abandon, tilting at reckless, impracticed angles as he builds incredible speed. When he emerges, shrieks of horror and dismay grow in volume. Moments later, as he passes out of view, you hear an explosion of splintered wood, upheaved water, and incredible devastation on the southwestern corner of the island.